Okay, so this is my Teach and Share. Thanks for watching. So my standard is the high school LS1 to 1. Construct an explanation based on evidence for how the structure of DNA determines the structure of proteins, which carry out the essential function of life through system of specialized cells. So the learning intention is students will be able to explain verbally and in writing how the structure of DNA will develop proteins in many different steps and have evidence to back up their statement. So deconstructed, be able to define evidence, be able to define DNA, know how to identify solid evidence, know how to connect information and reiterate it back verbally and in writing, understand the protein's function, understand the process of DNA to RNA to proteins. Now my lesson is they will be annotating an article. And so after they annotate the article, I will be using the idea spinner to see if they were able to make connections with the article and to see if they are going to be able to explain what they have learned. So an idea spinner is just a wheel that the students are able to spin that has explain, predict, free, summarize, and evaluate on it. Now you can change these words to anything that you would like. I actually really like the way these words work with the type of lesson plan that I have going. And so for me, if the student was to spin it, and it landed on summarize, well then they would just have to summarize what they had just read. Now if it landed on predict, I would then tell them, okay, after the DNA is created in the nucleus, what do you predict will happen next? Now this is in the article, so it's in a way summarizing, but it will at least let me know if they are comprehending what the article is about. In explaining, I would have them explain what they just did and how it was beneficial to them. Now, in my school, we have many English learners. I have a high rate of it, so that's why a lot of times I like to do English learners. So one way that I would use the spinner in the classroom is allow them to use visuals to help them explain. If they land on explain, that's going to be a lot of wording. And in the article, because the article would also be modified for English learners, I would let them use visuals, the pictures that are in the article, to help them explain. And then I also have pre-prepared sentence starters. All my English learners would get this as soon as we got the spinner out, and I would have them, once they landed on whichever one they landed on, I would have them pull out the sentence starter for that one and make sure that they can finish the sentence correctly and that they are also still making connections. I also like to use this and allow them to phone a friend at least once when they do this, but then they have to get called on again and they are not allowed to phone a friend. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So hopefully you guys will possibly use the spinner. I actually love it in my class. So there you go.